All right, we're going to check out, shoot, and review this Votatu PMD504 RMR pistol red dot. Do a quick unbox and overview, and we'll head down to the range, get her sighted in, try her out. Got your instructions there. Screen wipe. Oh, by the way, please ignore the ink on my fingers. I got attacked by a pin. Got a silica pack there. There's your hardware. That'll be your mounting screws there. 3 different sizes if I recall correctly. Looks like the battery's down in there. Nice foam padding in there. There's your optic. Has a cover with a little lanyard hole there so you don't lose it. You can tie it down to the gun or your keychain or anything like that. Nice snug fitting so it's not going to fall off on you. There she is there. I don't think... Okay, cool. It comes with a battery inside as well as an extra battery there, so that's nice of them. And I will get some good images of this reticle. It's not going to show up good on camera here for you guys. It usually takes me a little bit of fidgeting to get the camera held just the right position and work on the focus, but I will get some decent, clear, clean, crisp images for you guys to give you a better idea of what those actually look like. This has the multi-reticle, so you either have a, let's see, does it show it on the box? I might throw it up in the corner, but, and again, I'm going to show you all of them anyways in focus later in this video. But you have a standard 2 MOA dot or a 62 MOA ring, or you can put the 62 MOA ring around the 2 MOA dot. Nice spring assisted clamp there. I always like those when they're spring. So obviously there's your up and down buttons. I actually just noticed that. That's pretty cool. You got a little makeshift rear sight there. So for some guns, especially if you're using an adapter plate to where you replace the rear sight or anything like that, and some other scenarios, that could actually come in handy and line up with your front iron sight for you there. It just depends on the model of the gun. There's your windage and elevation adjustments there. Side battery tray, so you never have to dismount the optic and re-sight in to change out the battery. And this also comes with a Picatinny mount here. So if you put it on your pistol, you're going to detach this entire base here. So that actually has a pretty low profile there up on a pistol. But they include the Picatinny mount for you if you want to put it on your shotgun or rifle. So that's nice too. Got an extended front ramp there so you can rack the gun with the ramp. Also, you know, get some protection there for the glass to have that hooded ramp there. But as I said, it's a multi-reticle. This one is red, and I'll have both linked in the description. They make a green one as well, but if you get the green one, I'm going to go ahead and turn that off so it quits distracting me. Again, I'll get some clear images of that for you guys later in this video. They make a green one as well. I'll put the link for both in the description, but the green one only has just the dot, whereas this red one here has the multi-reticle selection. So it's got the shake awake feature and the auto off feature. It's got 10 different brightness settings. You know, 1 or 2 are going to work with night vision and the other one are for daytime. And we'll certainly test her out broad daylight, see how bright she gets for us, make sure it's plenty bright. IPX7 waterproof, and I think that about covers it. So I'm going to mount it up on my 9mm and we'll head down to the range and try her out. All right, here we are down at the pistol bay. I'm going to start out here at 5 or 6 yards and see where we're impacting and see how we need to adjust the sight. We'll start out going for that top dot. All right, so a little low there, but that was close. So we'll stand back here about 10-12 yards and try it. And this is freehand, so don't expect too much from the accuracy here. All right, remember I mentioned the accuracy. I flung that first shot way off to the right. So you can see how the height came up there, because like I said, we were too close to start, unless you want a 0 for 5 yards. So back here at 10, the height looks a lot closer. It might still be averaging a little low. but definitely off to the right a little bit, so I'm going to make an adjustment to the left. I'm half wondering if that's me pulling them off to the right, so before I do that, I'll go ahead and try to hit some of those back there. 15 yards, which is normally not a problem for me, but if we keep seeing the shots go off to the right, then that'll confirm whether I need to adjust it or not. And because the camera's at an angle, it will look different to you guys, but I'll be able to tell if I miss right or not. Alright, I'll probably have to check the footage there. I'm not sure where I hit the last one. But they were all hits except for one miss off to the right, so I might need to give it a little tweak to the left. Yeah, so that first one, I think, on this row, I was having to aim over that while it was standing, and I could see they were going slightly off to the right. So don't know what was up with those first two shots. It could have just been me pulling actually slightly to the left, even though it looks lined up. Clearly I'm pulling left and right, which I think is to be expected, especially at 15 yards freehand with a cheap little $200 Taurus there. So anyways, the height, like I said, seems pretty good. I might bring it up just a few clicks, but I definitely need to bring it to the left. All right, so I want to go left. You can see it shows you which direction you need to turn. So I need to go I need to go clockwise to adjust it to the left. So you guys probably cannot hear that on the camera, but I do hear an audible click. So that's always nice when it gives you nice audible clicks instead of just mush. So let's try the top one. I wanted to bring it up a little bit. That one also gave me audible click feedback. Let's go a little more left here. All right, let's try that. All right, let's go for the bottom dot this time. Alright, I am definitely not the best with this gun. So, you can see my horrible group there. I was at about 10 yards, but so when they're going right, it's me flinging them right. But those few under the dot there, they're grouped nice and tight. That's when I'm not flinging it. So we're lined up there. I just definitely need to bring it up some more. Alright, I give it 7 more clicks up. We'll check it from behind the camera here on that left dot. I don't know, it's pretty consistent, right? Alright, so it's not me being as bad as I thought here. This is part of the reason why you really want to get an optics cut slide if you can. I don't know how well you guys can see it or hear it. I'll do my best to show you. But basically, this is not optics cut. So I had to add this plate here to be able to mount a dot on it. Well, it's just that one little screw there that holds it in place. And there's a little bit of, well, you might be able to see it there. Well, it tapers in. Anyways, it's not fitting in there 100% tight, so there's a little bit of wobble room left and right. Again, don't know how well you guys will be able to see or hear it. So, maybe if I zoom in for you. Anyways, that's my problem here. So, clicks to the right, clicks to the left, clicks to the right, left, right, left. It's moving back and forth by about 1 millimeter. because it's only attached, that base is only attached with that one single screw. So it's allowing my optic to shift left and right by 1 millimeter, which doesn't sound like a lot, but as I hold it aiming at the target, I move it left and right that 1 millimeter up here. It makes several inches difference down there. So that's why they're averaging right there. I bet if I push it off to the right, it's going to be dead center or averaging left, but that just depends on how long it's going to stay in that orientation before it starts drifting back over the opposite direction. So that's what I got going on there with the inconsistent left and right. But I'll see if I can display that for you. It's going to shift after a shot or two, but I pushed it all the way off to the right, which is going to push my point of impact off to the left. So let me pop a few more rounds in here. And aiming at the right red dot, and most of these shots are going to go just off the right edge of the target with one just above the bullseye. These 4 purple dots were my impacts. I'm going to guess the one off to the left there by itself, I probably flung that shot, or it could have been from that optic plate shifting on me. So I think that's what's going on down here by this H pattern here that you can see I shot earlier at 12 yards. I think it started out shooting off to the right there, and then that plate probably shifted on me, and then that's why it started grouping those all off to the left there. So that 1 millimeter of play that I was telling you I have with that plate of mine on that gun, this makeshift setup there, apparently that's making about a 4-inch difference left and right down there when it shifts back and forth left and right by a millimeter up by the barrel. So after this, I just split the difference, zeroing it, and here's the results. Much better. I think we got her now. Okay, so there's your Votatu PMD504 little pistol red dot there. Again, RMR. I gotta say, I really like it. This is my first time using any optics from this brand, and I would say the quality is better than I expected. And the dot and circle reticles and circle with the dot reticle and all that, they are very, very fine and crisp. So here's the reticles for you guys, and it's always very difficult. It always looks much more vibrant, bright red in person, much more clear and crisp in person than what I can ever capture with the camera. But with that being said, these are the best images I could get. It is later in the day here, but as you can see, it's still broad daylight, and I'm aiming up in the bright sky. And I have the brightness on this thing turned down. It goes up much higher than that. So, I mean, it's super clear and crisp and super bright red, not pinkish looking like this in real life. But so these are basically just makeshift images so you can guys kind of get an idea of what the reticle looks like, but it looks way better in person. So anyways, there's your little 2 or 3 MOA dot, whichever it is. Really wish that bird would shut up. And here's the circle reticle, and it does look larger than that in person as well. It's just where I had to hold it so that I could get a halfway decent clear image with the camera. So I'm holding it closer to the camera there than what you would while shooting it. So the closer it is to your face, the smaller it appears, and as you extend your arm out, that circle reticle grows a little. So it stays well within the optic screen there. But it is a little larger than that when in use. And then here's the circle reticle with the little red dot in the middle. And for some reason in these images, it makes the red dot look more dim than the circle ring around it. In person, it is not like that at all. They are equally visible. Easily seen here, broad daylight, full sun. I mean, you guys can tell it's full sun, but where is it up there? So, I mean, we're out here in full sun. Even against these red targets, I still had no problem seeing all versions of the reticle, because remember, you can switch it through 3 different types of reticles, and I did try 2 different types while I was down here, so you saw footage with me using 2 different types. Generally, I prefer just the little red dot, but I tried the circle with the dot as well. I like that too for like a actual like conceal carry self-defense type thing, because you can find it a lot quicker instead of just looking for that little precise dot. But that little precise dot will help you be more accurate, you know, target shooting, especially longer range. I don't throw it in the pistol videos too often anymore, but a lot of times I would take these guys down and shoot them 50 and sometimes even 100 yards, depends on the pistol. So that little dot in there is very fine and crisp, very bright even in full sunlight. And if you wanted to throw it up on a rifle or something, I mean, it's so small and crisp, you could definitely use it for 500-yard shots if your eyes were good enough on something about that size 16-inch gong there. So very impressed with how clear and crisp the dot and different reticles on this thing are. And the user interface is just awesome. I mean, I love the way the thing looks, but you know, it just, everything works real good. Like the ergonomics, I guess, user interface, like I said, very easy to operate. The buttons work really well, and they give you a click feedback, of course, and they feel good. I don't ever have any issue like pushing the button or holding it down to switch reticles, holding this one down to shut it off, holding this one down to turn it on, anything like that. Again, it has auto on and off if you want it set up that way as well, so you don't have to do all that manually. But overall, I don't think I have any complaints. And then, like I said, even the sometimes some of these issue with the cover not fitting. This is real hard to do one-handed. Not fitting real securely, and they'll just fall off if you do that. But this one fits nice and securely and snug. And then it also has that little lanyard ring there, so you can pop it on your keychain if you want. But what a lot of guys will do, if it's on, like, say, an AR, they'll run a string off of this and have it mounted somewhere on the rifle, so you just pop it off and it'll just dangle down, and you don't have to worry about losing it like that or anything. But yeah, I really like this thing. So it's a real good red dot for the price. But that'll do it, guys. I appreciate you stopping by and checking this one out. Again, link in the description if you want to go check that dot out. If you want to see more reviews like this, check out the parts, accessories, and optics playlist on the channel. Also, link in the description for all the products I use in the videos, like my target stand there and the paper targets I use, steel targets, and more. But thanks for watching as always, and I hope to catch you on the next one.